All right, now it's time to bring someone up to the stage who I say needs no introduction in the tech world. And he's a great friend of mine, Steve Lucas, who's the CEO of Boomi. Few words about Steve. Steve is a multi-time CEO. He's a builder. He's a force of nature in enterprise software. He led game-changing transformations from turning Marketo into and driving its $4.75 billion sale to Adobe, to leading ICIMS, and now scaling Boomi to the next powerhouse of integration and AI. He's also a national best-selling author. His book, Digital Impact, is all about what we are doing here, bringing the human element back to digital transformation. What I love about Steve most is he moves fast. He's fearless, and he tells it like what it is. So that is why he's the perfect partner for us in our mission to transform manufacturing, and we do it together. So please give a huge Champions of Manufacturing welcome to Steve Lucas. How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Hi, everybody.
So, Steve, how you doing, my man?
Oh my God, I'm fired up. I mean, we only manufacture electrons, but I'm like backstage thinking, what could we make outside of? I mean, I want some red zone, man.
There you go, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's exciting. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely, it's awesome to have you here. And as I was saying to all the manufacturers and the leaders out here, integration is core at the at the heart of our vision and what we're trying to do for our clients. So, well, why don't we start with tell all this audience what's new in the world of integration.
Wow. Well, okay, so I'm going to answer that, but I have to take. Sanjay didn't ask me to say this. I'm going to say it. I've known Sanjay a long time, and you have a terrific person at the helm. He is committed. He was not even a week in to this new role, and he was talking about quality, commitment, customer success. Those were all the words. And you look at the people that immediately rush to be by your side. I know Ray Wong is here somewhere. These are very bright lights. So I think that's why Sanjay was like, where is? Because my retinas are currently burning out. But I genuinely mean that, Sanjay. You are an extraordinary leader. I think this base and team, this force here, the champions of manufacturing, lucky to have you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Look, I think that we need to be buzzword compliant and say AI. I feel compelled. Look, in the world of integration, I think for a long time, I've been in software for 30 years, people thought of integration, even automation to a degree, as something that you had to have. It was some plumbing somewhere. But the reality is that agents are only as good when we're talking about AI as the data they can access. Oh, yeah. Period. That's it. It's kind of like it's asking ChatGPT, well, come in. No one's going to just turn on generic ChatGPT to do something on their manufacturing floor. It doesn't work like that. Your strategy with AI specific for and to manufacturing, that's where AI is going. But in the world of integration, I think it's all about connecting systems, automating processes. We find ourselves in a good way at the center of this AI needs data conversation.
Oh yeah. No, you hit the nail, man. I mean, in terms of, we can build all the intelligent agents, but if they don't have access to the right data and they don't know where that data resides, and we know in organizations mostly there are silos, right? Data is often constantly stuck. So what you guys are doing with your agentic Boomi platform is super from perspective of accessing all that data. So yeah. Great. Well, the other thing would be, how does it work, Steve? How does the new platform that you built allow this seamless integration, allow this seamless access to data, which is kind of mission critical in this world of AI.
Yeah. So we have three pillars that we talk about, which in our partnership that we have, I think align really well to your vision. Yeah. So we talk about integration, automation, and activation. Integration being there is no application, no database, no API that we cannot talk to or connect to across IT, OT, and IoT, which I think is why this works really well. Boomi is the integration platform for every single app, database, system, interface that you have. We have Boomi today powering applications that tell a student at a university when their clothes are dry. We have heart defibrillators that companies that manufacture those that use Boomi to ensure that life-saving battery technology is online and connected. That's integration. Now, automation, we know that QAD and Red Zone and Champion AI being a centerpiece for success in manufacturing, that matters, but it lives in a broader heterogeneous landscape. Integration and automation matter. So maximizing your investment in QAD, maximizing the reach of Red Zone, that's what we do, especially with our process automation. So it's not just about what you can connect to, it's how you connect those things to the broader ecosystem, the processes and the systems. So that's the second piece. And the third is activation. So Sanjay's talking about modernization of manufacturing, which is amazing. But we've all been through the past 20, 30, 40 years of technology. Every decade has its platform, its standards, its systems, its processes, its concepts. That very asymmetric landscape, it needs to be filled in, paved over, so you've got this super highway where your AI can just run and roll. And so that's the activation layer that we're focused on, all of which is deeply integrated with you guys end to end.
Oh yeah, no, well, thank you for sharing that. And you know, the other thing, Steve, both you and I are kind of quite maniacally focused on, which is speed to value.
Maniacally.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, I talked a lot about saying, look, in manufacturing, speed is absolutely critical today. So can you share a little bit around, you know, how does the Boomi platform and how does what we are doing together make it possible for, you know, faster deployments, and how can we get this value quicker?
Right.
I mean, we all have history with, you know, deploying plants, deploying programs. Let's not say which program.
Right.
24 months.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, just totally not related at all to this is. I spent nearly a decade at SAP, which is, you know, an interesting and educational experience. But we've all seen, and this is not, I mean, these are all, you know, everyone wants what's best for their customer. Everyone wants that. But the best outcomes are the ones that can be done in an efficient manner. So you're getting ROI not just from the technology itself, but you're getting that sooner versus later. You guys have that focus. I love the focus. So ours, we have a very simple goal. I am unsatisfied if we can't deliver our technology, Boomi in this case, 3 times as fast as any of our competition at half the cost. Deployability, speed to value has to be part of your core ethos. It must be part of your core ethos. And so for us, that's a big part of it. Now, the way that we do that is through a low-code, no-code platform. So across integration, automation, activation, we have millions of users that are using Boomi with no code, just dragging and dropping systems to create integrated processes, feeding data into your platform. And then we have obviously more advanced use cases as well. But in all of those cases, it's how can we do that 3 times faster at half the cost? That is the mantra. That's why I think genetically we're so aligned.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I mean, I think, you know, integration is core for us to being able to deliver 90 days deploys. You know, without integration and without the simplicity of how we do configuration and migrations, we're not going to be able to do that. So, you know.
Well, in the future of manufacturing, everything that you just talked about is predicated on that.
Correct. Yeah. Wow. No, great. Well, thank you. I want to take us a little detour, and I want to talk a little bit about, you know, you heard me talking about Champion AI, and our whole thinking around Champion AI is around amplifying the human potential. Now, I shared with the audience, you know, you've written a great book. You talk a lot about the human side, you know, the relevance to digital. Share your thoughts a little bit around, you know, how do you see that human side and the AI automation and all of those aspects coming together?
Well, you know, manufacturing feels like the center of the center. Because manufacturing, if you kind of look at the adoption of automation, robotics, always shows up in manufacturing first. It always does. And it's exciting to think about the future. Yeah. And I think this is ground zero for that future. It's happening and now. It's been happening for decades, especially in manufacturing. And not to be too buzzword compliant, but we all think about things like, well, what's the future of manufacturing related to dark factories and how, all these questions. But the reality is, look, we're still not at a point where robots are building robots. I think it's there's a little hype there. And maybe somebody is doing that, but I haven't seen it. My view is amplifying human potential, putting that Iron Man or Iron Woman suit. So you have the real-time insight, vision, decision-making, manufacturing lines, they're not stopped, they're rarely paused. Making people, the line worker, the line supervisor, whomever that may be, superhuman, that's what I believe AI is and should be about. AI should not be about, let's just replace humans. That is not it, in my estimation. And I think, look, there are people, and it's not a bad thing, that get paid lots and lots of money to state AI is going to replace everybody. That's where they make their money. I do not believe that. I think I had a broken sink over the weekend and a robot didn't show up and fix it. So we're not there yet. Unfortunately, I had to roll up the sleeves and then eventually call a plumber. But I wanted to prove to my wife I could do it first. I'm like, let me just, anyway. Look, I think that we are at a moment in time where there's a lot of promise. But to your point, it's about practical AI. It's about radical human enhancement. And I know you guys have other strategic partnerships that you've got that are super exciting. I know there's one you're going to be talking about here in a moment. But for me, I think that it's certainly for the next, I'd say 5 years, this notion of superhuman is where our minds should be. The robots will show up and help us in some way or shape or form. You all will lead that transition and transformation. But coming back to your main points around AI, the human, data, systems, processes, the question, how do we converge all these things? I know you're at the center of the center. We want to be part of that too. So anyone here that needs support, help, a phone call, just moral support around your data, your systems, your applications, we would love to talk to you. But Sanjay, more than anything, just honored to be part of this event.
Awesome. Look, I love it, what you said, which is the superhuman point, the Superman point, or like let's say the Iron Man suit.
Right.
That's exactly how we feel. That's how we build Champion AI. We believe Champion AI makes the normal user 3 to 4x more powerful. And if you have a super user, then it's like 10 to 100x, right?
Exactly.
But the normal user becomes 3 to 4x, and that's how we feel that challenge that manufacturing has today, which is, look, there are 500,000 open jobs in manufacturing today. How is this going to be filled, right? By the way, I do agree with you that, electricians and plumbers,
they're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we are super pumped about this partnership, man.
Yeah.
We from the day I started here, it was clear to me, we needed to team up tightly with you to bring this value to our clients where it matters. How do you see this in the future? How do you see this evolving in the future? I mean, what do you see is the potential of the partnership when it comes to the context of the audience that we're sitting here today? How can they take best advantage of this partnership?
Well, much like even concepts like AI as a case in point, we're going to see things like these large language models, whether those come from Amazon or Google or Microsoft. Those large language models will get radically more specific, more precise. So will the agents that they power as well. And you've been talking about being the best in manufacturing specific solutions, champions of the manufacturer, and that specificity is where AI is going. So where our partnership goes is radically focused on understanding you, the best in class manufacturer, understanding the challenges that you have with your systems, your applications, your data, and the inefficiency that causes where you do get the stop in production, even the pause in production. We can take supply chains and logistics systems and turn them into sensor-driven, AI-aware systems, much like the products that you manufacture. We can do that now. Not 10 years, not 2 years, now. That's where we need to go together.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, I love the words here and now, right? I mean, this is, I don't think manufacturing needs promises in the future. They need solutions and capabilities right now.
Yeah, and look, we make electrons, so like invite me out to your factory because I want to like, pull some levers, press some buttons when I'm not supposed to, but I would love to come out and meet all of you anytime, and Sanjay's such a good friend. We'll be there anytime, but just awesome. Grateful for the partnership.
Thank you so much, Steve. It's been such a pleasure to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Lucas, the CEO of Boomi.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.